We're waiting for it at committee, and then we can get to it. I thought to inform you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well.
Mr. Speaker, then those words that he used should be expunged from our records.
Yes, Professor Kingsley Nyako. Please be
Mr.
brief.
Speaker, I'm grateful for the opportunity to debate on the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development programs report. Mr. Speaker, we all want to develop this country. We are all seeking the progress of this country. Mr. Speaker, permit me to say that the 24-hour economy policy is, for me, the weirdest policy intervention that I've encountered in this country. There is a policy with no form, with no shape, with no direction. Mr. Speaker, the youth of this country, the engineers, they are asking for jobs that relate to their area.
Honourable Member, are you up on point of order? Honourable Stephen Amwa. Very well. Professor Nyako, you can continue.
The unemployed engineer, the unemployed industrialist is not seeking for a market. They are seeking for jobs that will help them to maximize their potential. That's what they are seeking. If they don't get jobs to do, how do they get monies to go to the market to buy? As I'm saying that this policy intervention is failure on arrival. It's a policy that even the proposers can't explain, can't define. And if you compare this to the 1D, 1F intervention, Mr. Speaker, I have 1D, 1F intervention in my constituency at Tanoso, Casa Precon. Casa Precon benefited from the 1D, 1F intervention. Mr. Speaker, Casa Precon, if you look at daily graphic of July 22, 2020, was to benefit about $28 million from the 1D, 1F intervention. The Speaker, if anything at all, I know that 1D, 1F created jobs. There are Ghanaians who are working under that intervention. But this 24-hour economy, they can't even tell us how much jobs it's going to create. They've told us the cost, but in terms of the jobs that it's going to create, we don't even know. It is failure on arrival. They said that we're going to give Ghanaians 133. That was the formula. Now that formula is missing. That formula is nowhere to be found. My very good friend, Haruna Idosu, the education minister. My boss, where is the 133? Where is the 133? At least I know that we're able to create about 200,000 jobs with the 1D, 1F intervention. But because you don't have any strong policy to create jobs, we will support this. Even though we know that it is a bridge to nowhere, if we don't approve it for you, you have nothing to show. You have nothing to show. We want jobs for the youth. The engineer needs job. The psychologist needs jobs. Where are the jobs? Almost 2 years since you assumed power, we are only spending on a secretariat that cannot produce a single job. we are spending on a secretariat, an authority that has no capacity to create jobs. Ghanaians expect more from you. They expect better from you because you are so loud. The Speaker, the NDC created the impression that they possess the magic wand to create jobs. Ekome job crowd, Muntimi. Single job you cannot. Roxin, that came up. Where are the jobs?
Honorable Kisenya Koda, official language is English.
In winding up, I agree with Kodo Ponkroma that the best thing this government should have done was to have continued, improved, and made better the 1D1F intervention. That is how we develop a country. You cannot develop a country without strengthening your industrial base. When talk about economy, focusing on markets, how do you strengthen the industrial base? The Speaker, because of time constraint, I'll end here, but wish them well. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Ataisa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Let me commend the committee for the work on the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program. Mr. Speaker, according to the United Nations Center for Trade Development, it states that in 2018, it states that African countries' dependence on raw commodity exports, raw commodity export dependence, limited capital access in the international market, and then poor domestic financial market inhibits or threatens currency instability or currency risk in Africa. What it simply means, Mr. Speaker, is that structurally, Ghana cannot continue to be doing the same thing we have been doing over the years. We need to do a radical and a paradigm shift to our production model. Mr. Speaker, the report on page 2 captured this explicitly. It states the dependence on the imported inputs also constrains the growth of local manufacturing and agricultural sectors. Ghanaian manufacturers rely extensively on imported machinery and raw materials, whilst most locally produced goods are consumed domestically with limited export potential. What it simply means is that we cannot continue to be relying on mainly limited exportation and highly imported raw materials for our local consumption. That is why the 24-hour economy is necessary for us. Mr. Speaker, in my language, there's a saying that you cannot wake up someone who pretends to be sleeping. In 2024, the NDC, as an opposition party, were very clear that the 24-hour is a private-led initiative. You don't expect us to come and give you a complete costing. When we were very clear, we gave you 4 thematic areas where government will support to create an enabling environment for private sector to participate. One was incentives. Unlike the 1D1F, let me touch briefly on it. Every policy has an objective. You implemented 1D1F for 4 good years or even more. What measurable outcomes can Ghanaians use to measure it? You were doing an uncoordinated doling out of monies to party apparatchiks and then business-related organizations. Mr. Speaker, there is no official measurable outcome that you can use to trace the success of the 1D1F.
Honorable
Mr. Speaker.
Hold on, yes.
Speaker, this is a house of record. You can say something at the campaign rally. You can also, when you meet your foot soldiers, you want to do your propaganda, that you can do. Mr. Speaker, the member who is contributing must know that this is a house of parliament. If you are debating on the floor and you refer to a government policy as having doled out, these are your words, doled out monies to party apparatchiks, please, you've earned the respect of this house with your approach in debate. Don't condescend. Honorable member, don't condescend. If you condescend and follow any bad example you have seen, I'm sorry, it's not going to help. Learn the right way. Mr. Speaker, I would want to plead with you to urge upon him to withdraw that statement that says that the government of Nana Akufo-Addo doled out monies under the 1D1F policy.
He did not mention Akufo-Addo.
Mr. Speaker, he was referring to our policy. Mr. Speaker, I was the leader of government business. And let's be fair. He says that monies were doled out to party apparatchiks. Mr. Speaker, the minority leader, Harun Idrisu, as he then was here in this chamber, and he knows how both sides, the leadership, scrutinize the 1D1F and ensure that companies worth benefited. Mr. Speaker, we are at liberty to debate, but we are not at liberty to misinform public records. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't think
First,
I said
about the word doling out
stimulus packages
money for party
in fact,
apparatus.
I wouldn't want to proceed on that tangent, leader. No, please. If we go on that tangent, we will all not be happy at the end of the day. I won't apologize. I won't apologize.
Please,
Mr.
withdraw
Speaker,
the word doling money to party
I have
apparatus.
already said stimulus packages. I've replaced it with stimulus packages. I won't withdraw. Who said I should do? Who said?
Honourable members, order. Honourable members, order. I direct that the word doling money out to party apparatus be expunged from our record. Now you can continue.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm guided. Mr. Speaker,
After
in
expunging,
response to the
what else?
production constraints,
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
even those of us in leadership, you rebuke us when necessary. Mr. Speaker, with respect to my colleague, with all deference to him, if Mr. Speaker gives an order and you speak for the record to say that I am not going to withdraw, yes, Mr. Speaker has ordered that to be expunged. But for you to say you are not going to withdraw, Mr. Speaker, not even the majority leader has ever done this. Openly saying to the Speaker, you are not going to withdraw. A backbencher, a fresher in this house, Mr. Speaker, a fresher in this house, that you refuse Mr. Speaker's order, disrespecting the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a serious matter that you are saying you will not withdraw. You cannot dishonor the Speaker. He is a four-termer. Mr. Speaker, he is a four-termer, a respected legislator who has been elected by us as the first deputy speaker. You looked him in the face and told him you are not going to withdraw, and you were talking to other people into the mic. You have no respect for Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a serious matter.
Yes, honourable member, you may conclude.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in response to the production constraints affecting our country, the 24-hour economy seeks to implement a holistic and an integrated approach to our economic transformation. Unlike in the previous sector-specific interventions in the past, the programs adopt a value chain approach that seeks to link agriculture to industry and then to export. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the recent publication by the After Secretariat, Africa's potential to grow and also to improve on trade integration is for Africa to adopt a competitive advantage each country has specifically. Ghana has competitive advantages over some specific cereals and over some specific sectors of our agriculture base. What we need to do is to expand the productive capacity of this country. And that is why the 24-hour is an export promotion and an import substitution economy-led initiative. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, the government drew 4 thematic areas, and I think that the committee also highlighted it, and that should be the basis for measuring the success of the 24-hour economy. One is the incentive packages. Most industries find it difficult to access capital because of the risk of collateral. Government is providing a de-risk platform to enable companies and organizations that are willing to sign on to the 24-hour initiative to guarantee adequate financing capacity for them to expand into value addition activities that ordinarily people will not venture because of capital constraints. Mr. Speaker, the second issue too has to do with the energy supply. High cost of energy has become a constraint to many industrial and manufacturing capacity, activities or businesses. Because of that, the government through the 24-hour secretariat is introducing smart metering program that seeks to lower the cost of electricity at peak production period. Once we are able to do that, we will reduce importation and then we'll increase production of local industries. Mr. Speaker, the third one has to do with providing enabling environment for businesses to sell their output. That calls for the 24-hour economy market. I am not comfortable when people say the 24-hour economy is not necessary. We need to create a center where goods and services can come from the farm directly into the market and then for export. If you go to the Tamale airport, government is prioritizing of introducing the Ghana International Air Cargo Center, where it will be in Tamale to tackle the Sahel region, where agricultural output that we bring out from the farms will be brought to Tamale Cargo Center and then airlifted outside the country. This is the only deliberate way we can do to eradicate extreme poverty in our country. So every government has come with an initiative to improve on production. But the legacy of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, if successfully implemented, will be the boldest and the most transformative agenda to liberalizing our trade inefficiencies. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, finally, we are looking at political capital out of every situation. I beg to differ. President Akufo-Addo introduced good initiatives, same way as even the revolutionary leaders and others. Everybody has contributed. But one thing that we haven't averted our minds to is that every policy that we have introduced in this country, what has it achieved? We are still having an unemployment in double digits. Until recently, inflation had even risen to about 54% and the rest. We need to do something drastic. And that is why I'm calling on this House to support His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to achieve this thing for the future of the children yet unborn and for the good conscience of our citizens to come in to have the benefit of the doubt that there was once a time that a certain government in 2025 to 2029 that revolutionized the manufacturing base of this country. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Chair Samuel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment and contribute to the report of the Joint Committee on Economy and Development and the Trade and Industry and Tourism on the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program. Mr. Speaker, just to state the question that was just posed, what has the previous policies done? That's the same question we are asking, that whether the 24-hour economy is 419 policy or is a policy that is going to help this country. Because it looks like we have deceived Ghanaians. The young Ghanaians have been deceived. Why? Because, Mr. Speaker, they were told...
Watch your language accordingly. The word deceive is unparliamentary.
Mr. Speaker, I want to repeat...
We should withdraw and apologize.
Mr. Speaker, I want to state that it looks like the young Ghanaian has been misled. They have been misled because, Mr. Speaker...
Honourable members, the use of the word deceive is ordered to be expunged from the record.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you, and I take notice of what you just said. Mr. Speaker, it looks like I would say this is no more at 133, but it's rather 000. It's 000 because, Mr. Speaker, we are in the second year of the Mahama's second administration, and we promised young Ghanaians 133 jobs. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, what is 24-hour economy? It's basically demand-driven economy. So in the first place, the question we are asking, do we even need the 24-hour economy authority agency? For me, it's absolutely not. Because that money that we are putting into that 24-hour authority agency, Mr. Speaker, we could have used that money to establish an industry in Ofeso North where that industry can employ people so they will get money to go to the 24-hour economy market and spend. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, what are we doing? It's like we are going in circles. What the 24-hour economy is seeking to do is look at value addition, import substitution, and export diversification. Mr. Speaker, the one district, one factory, for the information, the one district, one factory that we are talking about did a lot. Mr. Speaker, have I been with me here a document that is stating the number of companies that the one district, one factory policy worked on, and so that members that are not aware can be appraised. Mr. Speaker, the 1D1F policy was able to work on 278 factories. The projects, Mr. Speaker, 108 of the projects were in operation at the time of MPP government leaving power. Then, Mr. Speaker, we had 148 of the projects that were under construction. Mr. Speaker, we also had 22 of these projects that were pipeline projects that were to be financed under the PFIs. Mr. Speaker, all that we were expecting, that if this government was really interested in producing the jobs they promised young Ghanaians, we could have continued and financed these 1D, 1F industries so that they can continue producing, because you are looking at value addition. You come in and you stop something that is going to support value addition. You come in and you stop something that is going to support import substitution. That is why I'm saying the 24-hour economy is no more than 133, but it's rather 000, because nothing has been you can't even say one, because no job has been created that you can say you have 111 people. It's 000. Mr. Speaker, the sad truth is that this government came in and got a lot of people dismissed. And this government came in and promised that they are going to hire 60,000 teachers, 50,000 teaching staff, 10,000 non-teaching staff. And what are we seeing? Even the one that was promised, the 60,000 that was to be hired in 2025 and 2026, Seska, what are we hearing? 7,000. So there's a saying in Akan, to wait. If an empty barrel wants to give you something, ask for it. It's empty. It's empty. It's 000. So unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, all that this government should have done is continue the one district, one factory policy that the MPP government started. All that this government should have done is to continue with the National Export Development Strategy. Right. Mr. Speaker, all that this government should have done is to continue with the Ghana Automotive Development Policy. Right. Mr. Speaker, all that this government should have done is to continue with the planting for food, exports, and rural development. Right. Unfortunately, we have misled the young Ghanaian. Now, Mr. Speaker, when you come to my constituency from Afrancho to Nkwankwa, the young man and woman is not asking for freebies. They are asking for jobs. We promised the young Ghanaian 133. Why is the 133? Mr. Speaker, and if you even come to the report of the committee, you realize that if this 133 doesn't exist, and I think we are misleading the Ghanaian, regarding 5.2, sustainability of the viability gap fund. Mr. Speaker, the unfortunate thing is that we do not know, and we do not know exactly what the projected total cost of this fund is and the source. Mr. Speaker, you now understand why the young Ghanaian is being misled. Because if this policy will be successful, it will be successful on the back of this viability gap fund. But unfortunately, there's no projected total cost, and we don't know the source of it. And in order for this project or this policy to be successful, it needs to be front-loaded. Unfortunately, there's none. That means that within the next 2 years, we will see none. And we'll end up telling the young Ghanaian is 0, 0, 0. No more 133, but 0, 0, 0. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Lamzi, you have the floor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm always here admiring the way you put us on the right path. But I wonder today why you left my brothers from the other side to take the whole report out of context. There's vast difference between 24-hour macroeconomic strategy and the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program. That is the 24-hour plus. The other one is 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, I don't know if you can remember, we adopted 24-hour report here somewhere early this year. That is what is talking about 24-hour economy. And that one is about macroeconomic strategy. Mr. Speaker, let me throw more light on it so that we know the difference, so that we understand that today, most of my brothers, almost all of them from the other side, went out of context. Mr. Speaker, 24-hour macroeconomic strategy, that is the 24-hour without the plus, talks about private and public businesses operating around the clock. That is where we talk about the 3 shifts. If you remember very well, almost all of them mentioned the 3 shifts. What we are talking about here has nothing to do with that. Mr. Speaker, that one focuses on what? Domestic job creation. It talks about local utility. But the 24-hour plus, that is the 24-hour economy accelerated export development program, that talks about value addition exports. It is encouraging us to move away from the raw materials that we export to a value addition. Mr. Speaker, it talks about processed agriculture. Mr. Speaker, it talks about garments. It talks about pharmaceuticals. It talks about global markets. But you realize that my brothers from the other side took all of it out of context. This 24-hour economy accelerated export development program is going to drive Ghana. It's going to drive our economy from raw material exporter, as a raw material exporter, to raw value producer or exporter. That is what this particular report is trying to do. Mr. Speaker, this report is going to create more than 1.7 million jobs. It is going to boost our foreign exchange. The report is talking about stabilizing the national currency. That is where, when we export, we definitely bring in foreign currency, which will come and change the cedi, so that they will change, it will be used to change, or it will follow the cedi, and the cedi will become stronger. This is what the report is talking about. So I wonder why my brothers decided to move away from there, talking about one district, talking about one factory. You can't compare 24-hour plus with one district, one factory. Mr. Speaker, when you do that, it is like you are comparing innovation with redundancy. Mr. Speaker, this report is talking about how we can use our infrastructure. For instance, we are underutilizing our harbor. With the 24-hour economy, when the 24-hour economy accelerated export development program sets in, that means at all hours we can export our value-added products from the harbor to the international market. That is what this report is talking about. So, Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, but I want to use the opportunity to tell my people that what they were talking about was all out of context. They weren't talking about the 24-hour plus economy. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable member, you said I allowed them to speak out of context. Is there any rule if you are to speak about cassava and you are talking about potato, I should prevent you from speaking about potato?
Mr. Speaker, sorry, but I thought I was just thinking that because they weren't talking about 24-hour plus.
Minority Leader.
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to add my voice to the debate. But whilst thanking you, I would like to thank the committee for their industry, their candid views expressed, and the fact that they have managed to take this report. Mr. Speaker, it is my submission that stability is not transformation, and the committee's own report proves that. Speaker, the report seeks to celebrate disinflation to about 3.3%. If you look at paragraph 6.1.2. But Mr. Speaker, disinflation means prices are rising more slowly. It does not mean prices have come down. If you ask a market woman in my constituency, Efutu, or a trotro driver in Teshi, whether their cost of living has fallen, they will tell you, Mr. Speaker, the stability in the spreadsheet is not a relief in their pocket and in their kitchen. Mr. Speaker, I also want the record to reflect where this journey began. Inflation was already on a steep downward path before this government took office. The trajectory was set. The governor himself, per the report, inherited a stabilizing framework, including the domestic gold purchase program that this report says grew our gold from 8.7 tons in 2021 to over 40 tons. The question is, who started the program in 2021? And let those who inherited the harvest not claim that they planted the tree. In fact, Mr. Speaker, they must give to Baumia what belongs to Baumia. Mr. Speaker, the report also talks about the 24-hour economy, and it demolishes the policy if you read carefully paragraph 6.5. Mr. Speaker, if you read paragraph 6.5.1 of the committee's own report, agriculture receives only about 5% of the total bank lending. If you read 6.5.2, the committee itself warns that low financing to agriculture and manufacturing could undermine efforts to promote job creation and industrial growth. So I ask a simple question: which factories and with what credit will run the three shifts of this so-called 24-hour economy? A 24-hour economy is a production economy, but the government's own committee tells us the productive sectors are starved of finance while credit flows to services and to the state. Mr. Speaker, if you proceed to paragraph 7.2, that also concedes that high lending rate persists. I hope the finance minister will read this report. Mr. Speaker, no entrepreneur borrows at this rate to open a night shift. I repeat, no entrepreneur will borrow at this rate and open a night shift. The tight monetary stance that delivered this inflation the majority is celebrating is a very policy squeezing the private sector they claim will deliver 24-hour economy. They are applauding the brake pedal while promising acceleration. Mr. Speaker, the 24-hour economy will not be delivered by government bureaucracy. It will be delivered by the private sector. Yet the private sector is not receiving the necessary incentive. Mr. Speaker, the 24-hour economy, which finances 5% of credits to agriculture, is a 24-hour economy on paper, running 0 shifts. Mr. Speaker, what the report does not tell the House, the cause of the applause. The governor told the committee his presentation will cover the financial implications of these policy actions for the bank's balance sheet. Yet, the observations are silent on it. Why? Because the Bank of Ghana audited accounts show staggering losses and a deep negative equity. If we are adopting a report commending the bank, this House deserves the full balance sheet, not the flattering half. Mr. Speaker, the committee itself at paragraph 6.3.4 again felt compelled to demand transparency in reserve management decisions, including conversion of gold holdings. When a committee chaired by the majority feels the need to write that sentence, Mr. Speaker, it is telling us something politely that we should plainly know. Show us the books. Show us the books. Mr. Speaker, at paragraph 6.6, the committee admits the whole edifice rests on commodity prices and geopolitics. Our stability today is rented from the gold price. Rented stability is not own prosperity. Mr. Speaker, the report commends the bank in 8 pages and hides the bill in the footnotes. Mr. Speaker, now let me deal with the missing chapter in the report. Power, production, and the ordinary Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, nowhere does the macroeconomic review confront the reality that the Dumso has returned and electricity tariffs keep climbing. Leader. What is the use of strong CD? Mr. Speaker, let me conclude so that he can come in. It is his usual style. So let me conclude that point. Then he can come in, then I continue. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, what is the use of a strong CD to a factory that has no power at night? You cannot run 3 shifts in the dark, and you cannot pay for the light at these tariffs. And Mr. Speaker, while we celebrate reserves at $13.8 billion, Cocoa's debt to buying companies, money owed for cocoa already supplied by our farmers, remain largely unpaid. So, Mr. Speaker, a state flush with reserves but slow to pay its farmers has its priorities upside down. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, reserves in the vault, farmers are in arrest, and the factories are in darkness. That is the real state of this economy. Mr. Speaker, let me state unequivocally that, Mr. Speaker, today in Ghana, rice, maize, yam, locally produced are more expensive than imported rice and maize. Mr. Speaker,
Minority Leader.
The government has not introduced
Minority
any
Leader. You promised to conclude. I want to know whether he's on the point of order.
I wanted to stop at that point.
Majority
Mr. Speaker,
let me hear you. Are you on point of order? You get water.
The report presently that the House, please, is misleading the House on grounds that, Mr. Speaker, the report we are considering is the 24-hour economy and accelerated development program, Mr. Speaker. But the minority leader, unfortunately, is reading the report of the conduct of monetary policy and microeconomic review and banking sector. Please, Mr. Speaker, please, Mr. Speaker, he is quoted verbatim. No, there's no connection, please. Speaker, please, you are quoting verbatim from, I've listened, that is why I am able to detect. That no, please, I'm a Democrat, but let me align you. Speaker is quoting verbatim from a report that we are already considered and done with. So it should focus on the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program. So if you want to quote and make your points, we expect that the quotations will emanate from this document, because that's all you are saying. So please focus on this one and abandon this. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, you construe every document, read it in extenso, make reference, so that members will appreciate the debate. So I was making a cross-reference. Mr. Speaker, and Mr. Speaker, you've realized that has become his modus operandi, to always try to obstruct. But you know, when it gets your turn, I will deal with you. Mr. Speaker, again, they cancelled the 1D1F policy. In its place, no policy alternative. No policy alternative. Mr. Speaker, if you say you want to achieve 1 job, 3 shifts, you want to run a 24-hour economy, one of the incentives to drive this is electricity. Since they came into office, they have increased electricity tariffs by almost 30%. What incentive do you have? We propose to them that they should continue the reform we started, but they will not listen. Mr. Speaker, 24-hour economy with high electricity tariffs, how can people afford? Meanwhile, the energy sector levy was also introduced, that if you buy a liter of petrol, you pay 1 cedi. So you have compounded the problems of the private sector and the households, yet you say you want to create a 24-hour economy. Mr. Speaker, that is wrong. Mr. Speaker, a government that says it wants to create 1 job, 3 shifts, they are on record to have embarked on mass dismissal of public sector employees. If you look at even today, Mr. Speaker, our order paper, page 25, motion 40 addresses it. If you are committed to creating jobs, you don't commit to dismissing people. This motion we have here, which is over a year, is aimed at restoring those who lost their jobs. So you are a walking contradiction. Very inconsistent. You say you are creating jobs, but you are dismissing people. No, there's no job creation. Mr. Speaker, let me even deal with the
Minority Leader. Honorable Adongo has been on his feet.
Mr. Speaker, he is a backbencher, and then he rises on a point of order against his leader when there are leaders who can.
Honorable Adongo is not a backbencher.
Mr. Speaker, Menyolo,
he's not a backbencher.
No, Mr. Speaker, he's my junior in this house.
He's the chairman
when
of
there
the
are leaders, no, but that is why you are
committee.
Here. He's not the chairman of the committee, Mr. Speaker.
He's the chairman of the finance committee.
Mr. Speaker, don't grant this.
Please.
He is a junior.
You have
and
the
there
floor.
are seniors who
Let
can
me
rise
know
on a point
why
of
you
order.
want to interrupt the debate.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Adongo,
as it pleases you.
You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, it's unfortunate to have to do this. This is a House of Records. When a government decides, if a government, yes, I've said this is a House of Records, and nobody should be misled. It's unfortunate I have to do what I'm doing to my leader.
Jerry,
That's
it is
what I'm
not
saying.
done in any democracy. You need to catch the eye of the speaker before you can speak.
I'm saying that this is a House of Records, and we have to be factual. The fact that a government wants to create jobs doesn't mean that people should illegally get onto the payroll. So when people illegally get into the payroll, it does not detract the government.
So, Honorable Adongo,
what is this?
Why are you interrupting the debate?
You want me to tell you what you want to hear? and I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear.
Please, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we are aware of the emergency
continue.
board meeting at Bank of Ghana when they wanted to force you to honor the Ganeshi, the 350 million. We are aware. If you want to go there, we'll go there with you. If you want to go there, we'll call for a probe. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, now let's deal with the Feed Ghana initiative. Mr. Speaker, this government introduced the Feed Ghana initiative. And the Feed Ghana was aimed at introducing poultry that would create jobs. We celebrated them. We said that's a good initiative. But Mr. Speaker, what were the guardrails to ensure that that capital from the state that was invested was returned? The Minister of Agriculture, on record, stated that those who were giving the birds, Mr. Speaker, in his own words, they have consumed them. Mr. Speaker, he again said that they sent him videos as evidence. Mr. Speaker, go there. If a government is introducing a policy to create jobs, and the very job that the policy is supposed to create is leading to losses, if you are doing investment, invest. Don't invest in consumption. Invest in a project that will bring you returns. So you went to share beds to your party members to consume them. The broilers were never sold. Mr. Speaker, a friend from Choco told me that I made a warfare. Mr. Speaker, in other words, as the minister said, they've eaten it. But they were supposed to sell. They were supposed to rear the birds and sell. And the ones that will lay eggs to sell their egg and reinvest. Mr. Speaker, now let me ask. Now that they have consumed the birds, what will become of them? What is the accountability in it? You guys are talking about accountability. So your party members who got the birds that they say they've consumed and are giving evidence to the minister, are you going to send them to Yoko? Because it is state funds, it's also amount to looting. However, the amount. Mr. Speaker, now let me get to the next point. Mr. Speaker, the gold board, 24-hour economy means investing in the economy, especially agriculture, so that the economy is stimulated. We depend on locally produced food, less dependency on imports, and grow our economy and stabilize our city. Mr. Speaker, what the government is doing is over-emphasizing on the goal for reserve. And what they are doing, Mr. Speaker, largely is to encourage Galamsey. It's the reason why the organized labor at May Day publicly indicated that Galamsey has increased. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, there is no distinction between regularly mined gold and Galamsey mined gold. They buy everything. And you cannot use one sector alone to the disadvantage of other sectors of the economy. So you cannot achieve 24-hour economy on paper. Mr. Speaker, it is wrong. They lack the understanding of the policy itself. Mr. Speaker, my last important point. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, the finance minister has not introduced a policy that would create an enabling environment for industry, the private sector, to access patients' capital. Mr. Speaker, I have to explain that terminology. I'm an entrepreneur. Mr. Speaker, and when I use certain terminologies, I will explain. Mr. Speaker, industry needs patients' capital. Patients' capital is that capital that is paid back in the long term, 8, 10, 15 years. Mr. Speaker, they have failed
Totally.
to create that enabling environment. Mr. Speaker, when the minority met the AGI, when the minority met the Ghana Employers Association, when the minority met GUTA, they told us that there's policy mismatch. And minority did not do that in secrecy. We got the cameras there to observe proceedings and report on them. Industry players were loud, unequivocal, and bold. They said there is policy mismatch. The policy mismatch is not encouraging that stimulation. It's not helping them to grow the economy. Mr. Speaker, it is only the private sector that can grow economy. By the way, we are also aware that they have, of course, by the way, we are aware that you have overburdened the private sector with taxes. VAT, yes. VAT, Mr. Speaker, you have increased the VAT and even expanded it. You know, you came with the legislation. And the worst of all, you introduced this so-called publican. An AI tool that you use to assess the duty, the excise duty. We are not against AI, but you see, with AI, if you feed it with garbage, you get garbage out. You must implement it properly, get the right data. Importers are suffering. Importers are suffering. And when importers are suffering and folding up their businesses, how do you create a 24-hour economy? Mr. Speaker, we are not interested in political talk.
Settings.
We are not talking about the optics, making noise and dancing, Mahama hey, Mahama hey. No. You, the majority, can heckle me. But in your heart, you know that no jobs are being created in your constituencies. One of you should rise and challenge me that there's an industry 1.5 years. You have industry growing in your various constituencies. One of you should rise. One of you should rise and tell me the number of jobs created for the youth who supported you in the campaign. Even recruitment into security services, you couldn't get your protocol. They couldn't help you. Then you come and heckle the minority leader who is speaking for you and speaking for the private sector. You better commend me. Mr. Speaker, I want you not just to talk about 24-hour economy on paper. Mr. Speaker, I speak boldly and passionately because I am a private sector player. I meet my industry friends and they tell me the story and I know it. We are paying too much taxes. There's no incentive. You bring in equipment, raw materials, and there's no incentive. Mr. Speaker, I am telling my colleagues that beyond the debates, let's face the reality.
Beyond the settings.
It is not the partisanship here.
Beyond the settings.
This report does not talk about anything, any supporting pillar by government to create jobs. You are sacking people. You are increasing electricity. You set up a minister for reform, public sector, ministry for public sector reform. There is no public sector reform. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I'm concluding. One way at achieving this 24-hour economy is to reform our economy. You brought a minister. I vetted that minister. That woman has become redundant. Mr. Speaker, that ministry is redundant. You are not pursuing any reform. There is no reform. So if you are not reforming the economy, if you are not reforming the structures of states to create an enabling environment, yeah, don't mind Adongo. He is serving on the central bank board. Very lucrative, juicy job board. He's enjoying that, so he wants to rise on a point of order. Instead of him to listen like the way you guys are listening, he is rising. Member of the board, member of some committee at Bank of Ghana. He get recruitment, he get job allowance, he get everything. So he's rising on a point of order. Mr. Speaker, let us ensure as political leaders.
With all due respect, I don't think we should be
Mr. Speaker, he's interrupting me
this way.
Mr. Speaker, what did I do? You know how much I respect
That
you.
he's
I am a
serving
senior,
on a board,
and he
he's
rises
getting
and he's talking
ABCD.
across. Mr. Speaker, I
Please.
can take it out. I can take it out, but let him behave himself.
Please.
Because he's not speaking into the mic, but he's saying words that are unacceptable. So he should sit down. If he has anything, he should pass it on to his leader. Mr. Speaker, you know I will listen to you. He doesn't. Mr. Speaker, we will respect you. Mr. Speaker, you know this side, we always respect you. There are the people who disrespect you.
You see,
Mr. Speaker, I've withdrawn that. He should sit down.
Standing Order 122 is not an exclusive preserve for leaders.
Mr. Speaker, please.
Order 122 is
Yes.
not an exclusive preserve for leaders.
Mr. Speaker, what exactly is Order 122 saying?
Order 122 is interruption of debate.
Mr. Speaker, I agree, but what I'm saying is that when a man rises on a point of order, his duty is to be silent with his hands behind him and wait upon the speaker. That's not what he's doing. He is shouting, using unparliamentary words against his leader. That is what I'm reprimanding him on.
You see, somebody said, I allow people to speak out of context. There is a motion on the floor. I believe, properly speaking, we should address ourselves within the terms of the motion. However, the jury is out there. If you choose to go outside the motion, I will just look at you to do it. But when somebody is on his feet to interrupt the debate and the rules allow debate to be interrupted under Standing Order 122, I will recognize the person.
As it pleases you, you interpret the law, the rules. I will not challenge you. I will not challenge you. So, Mr. Speaker, I would conclude by saying that, Mr. Speaker, when the government announced that it was introducing 1 job, 3 shifts, the youth of the country were happy and expectant. To the extent that the youth relied on that promise and voted the government in, a legitimate expectation was created. Mr. Speaker, to the extent that the youth of this country rely on that promise and voted for this government, a legitimate expectation arose. It is our duty as minority to remind government that you cannot talk on the political platform, get the power and resolve. You can't resolve. Ensure that your policies are well anchored on your own promises. Mr. Speaker, these promises that you made, you thought you were just making the promises. After getting power, you get away with it. You cannot get away with it. However, our numbers, we are just 87, but our voices are strong. We've done good research. We can remind you of the promises and let Ghanaians know that you misled them and that you don't walk the talk. Even your own 189, you cannot create an enabling environment for their constituents. Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by saying that this report before this House is a wake-up call to government itself. Honorable Eric Afo, my respected colleague who signed this report with a hard-working clerk, what they have done must be a wake-up call to government. Simply put, when you read this report, it tells of a simple story: failure by government to implement its own policy. The women banking, you said the women, you give them credit. The credit was supposed to be an incentive for this 24-hour economy. You have 40 women on your side. They go to their constituencies. The women ask for the loans. You have 40 women on the majority side. When they go to their constituencies, the women in their constituencies are demanding for the loan, the credit facility, the market women. They all want money to trade. And you sit here, point of order, point of order, point of order. When you recently visited Jubilee House, we thought there was going to be warfare. It was only talk. Promise, and they didn't do anything for you. So you and I are the same. We are the same. Mr. Speaker, we say that if there is going to be 24-hour economy, it shouldn't be just talk. Create their jobs. The foot soldiers who fought for you at the polling station, they are suffering. They are hungry.
That's why they are.
And then you are bringing here, you say they shouldn't eat the birds. They've eaten them.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, to conclude, we want the government to sit with us because, Mr. Speaker, issues of employment is a national issue. And in fact, inability of government to resolve unemployment issue becomes a security issue. So it is the promise of the minority that should government call upon us to sit around the table to discuss a true policy to create jobs. Mr. Speaker, we are more than willing. Mr. Speaker, we would encourage them and also advise them that in doing so, don't create any impression that will put doubts on the minds of investors, especially on rule of law, like the way you've arrested Miracle Abuaji, keeping him for 3 days. Mr. Speaker, it's against the rule of law. The sacking of the Chief Justice, it gives a wrong signal. We would teach you, Mr. Speaker, how to behave so that you can bring investment. Mr. Speaker, that said, I want to thank you.
Very well. Yes, majority.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank the chairman of the committee for very good work done, for presenting such a good report regarding the 24-hour economy and the government's accelerated export development program. Speaker, I have listened carefully to some of the comments emanating from the other side of the house, and especially I've listened to the minority leader as part of our rules. Minority leader, as part of our rules, it is against our practice, Mr. Speaker. It is against our practice, this house, that when a member makes his contribution to a debate, he cannot leave the floor. He must sit and listen to other contributors. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the minority leader, then as majority leader, Speaker, in this house, they came for $600 million plus to go and expand the cocoa sector and increase employment. The sector was not expanded, it shrank. They chopped the money. Mr. Speaker, you chop the money. You chop the money. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the majority leader. Yes. The majority leader.
Majority chief
the majority
whip.
leader, Mr.
Majority
Speaker,
chief whip.
the majority leader.
Majority chief whip hold it. Yes, deputy minority chief whip.
Speaker, I was just wondering. Oh, why you have a problem? Let me address the speaker,
please. Why are you
please.
interrupting the debate?
No. Let me address the speaker. Which money? He was making reference to chopping of money, and I just want to find out from him which money he's referring to. Who chopped that money? And what does it mean by chopping of money? Does he have any evidence to that effect?
Honorable Deputy Minority Whip.
Yes, Speaker.
Debate can be interrupted, but in interrupting the debate, you must be guided by Standing Order 122. It doesn't allow you to ask questions. So, Majority Chief Whip, you have the floor. Majority Chief Whip, you have the floor.
Speaker, thank you very much. Speaker, let me reiterate. The NPP government, led by the majority leader at the time and leader of government business, they came to this house to secure $600 million from the African Development Bank. The purpose was to 1, expand cocoa farms, 2, plant new trees, 3, survey the farms, build warehouses, and increase yield. It wasn't done. Mr. Speaker, at the end of 2024 in December, our cocoa yield plummeted from 1 million metric tons a year to 450,000. Jobs were not created. People lost jobs. In the supply chain, a lot of businesses lost out. Mr. Speaker, too, the minority leader, then as majority leader and leader of government business, they took $2 million and paid consultants under the premise that they were going to build SkyTrain to create jobs. The jobs were not created, the SkyTrains were not built, the money was chopped. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader then as leader of government business, Mr. Speaker, they came to this house.
Majority Chief, we hold it. Yes. Honorable Kojo.
Mr. Speaker, I rise under order 122. Mr. Speaker, the Chief Whip has just made a statement that money was taken to build a SkyTrain and create jobs. The train was not built, jobs were not created, and the money was chopped. Mr. Speaker, this House will take judicial notice. No, this is serious. This House will take judicial notice.
Now, order 122, we have A to F. Which one are you relying on?
Mr. Speaker, it is on a point of order. I'm speaking on a point of order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you hear me on the substance, you can even guide me on which one. But, Mr. Speaker, this is very important. This matter is a matter...
we can look at it together by a point of order being raised,
Mr. Speaker,
by a matter of privileges suddenly arising, by a point of information, elucidation, or clarification, by attention being called to the absence of quorum, by attention being called to the presence of a stranger in the House, or upon a point of procedure.
Mr. Speaker, as I mentioned, I'm rising on a point of order, 1221A. Mr. Speaker, you can guide me on which specific one.
Yes, so what is the point of order?
Please just hear me out, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that is currently before the courts. The court is making a determination. The High Court is making a determination whether or not somebody has, quote unquote, chopped this money. For the Chief Whip to be here making these comments is prejudicial. Mr. Speaker, I think that with all his experience at the bar, he should not be making these comments. He's at liberty to make comments about his view on whether those projects were delivered. But to say that that money has been chopped, when the High Court is determining this matter, the Speaker, is out of order. I thank Mr. Speaker.
So, Honorable Majority Chief Whip, please rather advent your mind to Standing Order 123, owing to the fact that the matter is pending judicial decision.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, I haven't made reference to any court case. Please listen to me. I am making reference to the Auditor General's annual report for 2023. That established that the $2 million cannot be accounted for. Please, that is a matter of national record. I am not talking about criminal liability. I'm saying the money cannot be accounted for. It's been chopped. That's what I'm saying. That is in the local balance. So please, with all due respect, it is very parliamentary for me to say so, that when you come to this house and secure public funds to the tune of $2 million CD equivalent on grounds that we were going to consult people for purposes of building a SkyTrain, so that the SkyTrain will create jobs, and the SkyTrain never got built, the jobs never got created, the money too cannot be accounted for. I have every right, Kwejo, to tell you that the money has been chopped. Speaker, we were in this house when we were told that this government was liaising with the private sector to build a certain cathedral, the most famous national cathedral. And when we build, please, with all due respect, So I want to remind you, if you read, Mr. Speaker, if you read the document underpinning the cathedral project, we were told that it will create jobs, it will serve as a national museum. That I am saying, Kwejo, I am saying that the national cathedral that you told the entire nation that no, I am a leader, so let me remind you. I am reminding you that when you expended $58 million to build a national cathedral that never got built, that never provided the jobs, and yet the money too cannot be accounted for, I have every right to tell you that you chopped the money. So before you accuse me that the NDC government that has introduced the Feed Ghana, Kwejo, please, it's in your interest to be quiet and listen. It's in your interest to be quiet and listen. You are engaged in non-parliamentary conduct.
Majority Chief Whip,
Mr. Speaker,
I was providing you a guide under Standing Order 123 in view of the fact that the issues relating to use your word, chopping those monies are pending judicial decision, have a way of going about it.
I'm guided. Speaker, now let me move from the generals to the specifics. Speaker, this house, the minister responsible for Agric, just last year, came to this house and submitted the Feed Ghana Agric policy for 2025 to 2028. Mr. Speaker, the thematic areas of the Feed Ghana project include the fact that, Mr. Speaker, we are to roll out the Dobidi initiative. Speaker, under this program, 30,000 farmers have been assisted to go into medium-scale cereal, cropping of cereal and other maize and other food crops. Speaker, as we speak, there's a maize glut as a result of that program. So it is shocking that the minority leader will get up and say that the Feed Ghana project has not been successful. Perhaps he has refused to read the policy program. Speaker, again, yes, but I'm telling you, for you to say that,
Honorable Majority Chief Whip,
Mr.
today
Speaker,
in the House, there was an objection regarding telling somebody that the person has refused to read.
Speaker, withdrawn.
Very well.
Perhaps he has not averted his mind to that policy program, which is a 4-year program. Speaker, one of the thematic areas of that program is the youth in agric farming, as well as the livestock and poultry farming. Speaker, the title of the program is Feed Ghana. So when the agric minister says, as part of the Nkukon Kitinkiti outcome, families now are able to slaughter the fowl to feed themselves and are no longer going to they are no longer going to go stores and buy frozen chicken, imported frozen chicken. Read the policy. If you read the policy, one of the key aims of the program is to bring a stopgap in the domestic poultry supply, so that families no longer go after imported frozen chicken. And by doing so, Mr. Speaker, we are saved a very expensive foreign currency exchange. Speaker, when families can feed themselves, which is the aim of the program, because the program is titled Feed Ghana, we should be able to cultivate food crops and feed ourselves. Speaker, before the launch of the program, the import bill for this nation was in excess of $400 million in import bill. And the evidence is that families, which is the basic unit of society, a lot of them are now able to use their nkukon kitinkiti to feed themselves. And my brothers from Busumi Frehu and Afranchu are saying that this is a bad policy. I beg to differ. So, Mr. Speaker, now, Mr. Speaker, let me deal with the interest rate matter in respect of the 24-hour economy. Speaker, as at the end of 2024 December, banks were lending at 35% to institutions and companies and SMEs. Today, the banks are lending at just around 14%. Average of 11. And you are saying that this is not capable of generating enough job employment within the SME sector. Mr. Speaker, let's be very candid with ourselves. I think that our brothers from the other side and sisters are in love with the policy. But politically, it is difficult for them to admit that the policy is yielding results. Mr. Speaker, now let me deal with the SME sector. As we speak, the introduction of the support for women and traders in our markets, supporting them with small capitals ranging from between 5,000 to 10,000. Women who engage in tabletop business and corner shops, they constitute the majority of people in the informal sector. Mr. Speaker, the data that we have is that these women have been supported in such a way that they are expanding. And the expansion is reflecting in the banking sector, where they've been mobilized to register and open bank accounts, and the savings that are reflecting in the transactions that are ongoing. Mr. Speaker, this is what we call employment. So, Speaker, when the minority leader decides to play politics about the success story of this program, I believe that he needs to be straightened. The straightening happens in the sense that, Speaker, as I stand on my feet, the president has cut the sword for the construction of about 85 of the 24-hour markets and counting. Speaker, the effect of the construction of these model markets is that the markets are going to operate on 24-hourly basis. And Mr. Speaker, when that happens, a lot of people will be employed because it has a way of attracting other businesses. And the 24-hour market projects are projects that we call the growth pool. So, Mr. Speaker, I agree that it's important that as government we continue with the one district, one factory policy. But it is extremely difficult to do so because a lot of the factories were factories that belong to individuals. And the individuals were only given stimulus packages. So there's actually no state-owned factory for us to go and continue, or which construction has been abandoned for the new government to go and continue. That is the reality. I've sat in the committee meeting, and it's so shocking that so much money has just been packaged and given to people who were perhaps aligned. And so when we talk of one district, one factory, Mr. Speaker, there's no state-owned factory construction that has been abandoned, because all the supposed factories belong to entities that were simply called and asked to register with their package and giving monies. So when they want to talk about one district, one factory, they left no model behind. There's no model factory construction that they left behind as part of the policy. Kwajo knows that he only gave money to private entities that he asked them to register and assisted. And yes, there should be a model. If you are building a factory, there should be a model that should be uniform. Yes, the markets there are model drawings. Kwajo, it is available. Kwajo, I can show you. So be calm and be patient. And let's do this. So, Mr. Speaker, the deliberate talk that the 24-hour policy is not a policy that will yield results in terms of employment for our youth is totally unfounded. It's actually a policy that is going to drive employment in this country. So, Speaker, with these words, I thank you for the opportunity, and I urge the House that we should adopt the report, and so that the committee can make progress in respect of this matter. I thank you for the opportunity.
Honourable members, at the conclusion of the debate, the question is as many as are in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion numbered 6 on the order paper addendum page 3 is accordingly adopted. Yes, Deputy Majority.
Speaker,
are we taking the National Defence University?
Yes, Speaker, we want to proceed to consideration of the Defence University Bill. We want to consider a couple of the clauses, and then we can come back tomorrow and continue. And Jerry is in agreement.
Very well.
Jerry,
yes.
Honourable Speaker, I thought that my friend and colleague would engage. He has not. As you can see,
You don't like engaging at all.
the numbers here to consider that.
Your back is
Yes, I can see.
So, Honourable Jerry Ahmed,
Yes, Speaker.
if there is no agreement, why is he fixing on the order papers item number 26?
Speaker, is there a presupposition that anything that sits on the order paper,
Yes.
we have agreed to deal with it?
Yes.
But Speaker, you also know, respectfully, that we always have a lot of items on the order paper that we seek to deal with, but we are unable to. Because of man hours, our energy, our health, and everything. Speaker, and that's the truth.
You see, right from the beginning, at the point that we are taking the business statement, there was so much complaint that they say they are bringing bills, the bills are not coming forward. And now some of the bills are at the consideration stage, and when we want to take few clauses, then there is a disagreement as to whether we should take those clauses or not. So I am taken by surprise. Yes.
Speaker, my brother, when the minister was here just a while ago, he had to go deal with some business.
Yes.
We had an agreement. And he assured the minister that, Jerry, yes. Oh, you assured the minister, Babaru, that it will be done. Jerry, off record. Speaker.
Please. We can do few clauses. The leaders, you can go and engage.
I understand we can do few clauses or otherwise, but
Yes.
he cannot misquote me. I need him to withdraw.
National Defence
I never
University,
gave him my word. I won't do
Ghana
that.
Bill
And come and say something else.
2026 at consideration
Speaker,
stage.
there is a matter of integrity, respectfully. I did not admit or agree with the Minister of Education.
Very well.
Yes, and I need my
The
brother
records
to withdraw
reflect
that. I haven't done so.
Yes, thank you very much.
Speaker, I withdraw.
Okay. Honourable members, I'm reliably informed we ended at clause 5. We are now moving to clause 6.
The University Council.
Yes, item I, Chairman of the committee.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the minister has requested that we skip clause 6 for further consultation so that we continue from clause 7.
Very well. Clause 7 then.
Functions of the Council.
Mr. Speaker, no proposed amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, any proposed amendment to Clause 7? Yes. Honourable Dr. Kinsidinya.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to suggest to the Chair of the committee Clause 7C, monitor and evaluate the implementation of policies of the university. I suggest, because the Council also reviews programs from the academic board. So I'm proposing, if possible, that we should make it monitor and evaluate the implementation of policies and programs of the university instead of only the policies. So it's for the consideration of the Chair if it finds favor before his eyes. Thank you.
Yes, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, if he goes back to the functions of or the objectives of the university, you will find all those things covered there. So there's no need bringing them under the functions of the council any longer. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I don't want to litigate this. I will let it pass. However, I also want to suggest 7D, promote income-generating activities as part of the programs of the university. I'm thinking if we could make it promote income-generating activities from the programs of the university. My proposal is that we delete as part of and insert from, so the rendition becomes promote income-generating activities from the programs of the university. This is also for the consideration of the Chair of the committee. Thank you.
So how different is it from promoting income-generating activities as part of the program of the university?
That is what is...
Because it must be part of the program of the university.
That is what is trapped in my mind. That is why I'm saying that it is easier to say, and it makes more sense to say income-generating activities from the programs of the university as compared to as part of the programs of the university. This is my observation and for the consideration of the Chair. If it doesn't make sense or sound well...
So the D here signifies that there are programs for the university, but as part of those programs, the council must function to promote income-generating activities. So the income-generating activities will be as part of the programs of the university. But if you say from the program of the university, it means the university already have income-generating activities. So the council can only do it from those programs.
Because my contention is that incomes are generated from activities, from programs. That is my contention. That is why I'm raising the issue. But
so can the council introduce one if it does not already exist? Can the council introduce one if it does not already exist?
What, a program?
Income-generating activity program. Can they introduce it if it doesn't exist?
Of course, it has to be linked
So
to
if they can introduce it, if it doesn't exist, we can use the word from.
Mr. Speaker, when it comes to the legislation, this is my suggestion, but I'll yield to your superior judgment.
Very well. Let me hear you, Honorable Agaga.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, to say or amend this provision to read promote income-generating activities from the programs of the university would mean that all programs of the university must be income-generating. But that is not the case. there are some programs of universities which are not income generating in nature. I'll give you an example. Take the University of Ghana as a case study. Every year, they hold the New Year School. It's not an income generating activity. They brainstorm on policy, they bring together stakeholders from across the country. It's not an income generating activity. So if we leave it this way, the way it is now, the sentence, the way it stands, it would mean the income generating activities can form an integral part of the programs of the university, but not all. So this is a better rendition, and I'll urge Professor to abandon his proposed amendment so that we can make very quick progress.
Professor has agreed. I will therefore put a question. As many as are in favor of clause 7 standing part of the bill say aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, clause 7 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 8.
General powers of the council.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no proposed amendment.
Though no proposed amendment, it is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, any proposed amendment to clause 8? In the absence of any proposed amendment, I'll put a question. As many as are in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clause 8 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 9.
Tenure of office of members of the council.